Bryan Alexander just had his Future Trends Forum, and it was a really interesting one because he was able to have James Kvaal, which is the United States Undersecretary of Education for Higher Education. This was really interesting to have someone of that high caliber working directly with the United States government to be able to talk and answer questions dealing with higher education. So I just have a quick little highlight that I want to show you where I was fortunate enough to be able to ask a question. Bryan brought me up on stage with this online forum, and I was able to pose a question to him dealing with artificial intelligence in higher education.
We have James Kvaal. He's the United States Undersecretary for Higher Education. As far as I can tell, this is the highest ranking government official with a specific remit of focusing on colleges and universities. Let me now transition to a video question because we have our good friend Brent from the American University of Armenia. So he's, as usual, coming to us from late at night in that country. And let me just bring him up on stage. Hello, sir. Good to see you.
Hello. Great to see all of you. Okay, I'll get right to my question. Thank you very much for this talk because it's great to have somebody of your caliber. So I've been working with a lot of different universities to help them with the integration of AI literacy within the curriculum, within the university itself in many different ways. And there's lots of resistance at different levels for different reasons. My question is, given that the Department of Education has given lots of different reports and guidelines talking about the imperative of AI literacy and how everyone needs to develop this. Are there different mechanisms that the government is thinking about? Maybe you talked about the importance of the value of the education. I don't see how we can ensure value of our education if we don't start to integrate some of these important things, such as different AI literacy skills within the curriculum, ensuring that when a student goes through and gets a higher education, that includes an understanding of how to use AI properly, effectively, ethically. These are important skills that they're going to need to have in order to ensure that the United States has a firm grip on industry and employment. So can you talk a little bit about that and maybe some future plans?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We don't make curricular decisions here. That's probably for the best, but we certainly are part of the conversation about the impact that AI is having on what we teach and how we teach. We convene experts here. We produce materials for folks interested in exploring it. And, I think that, the potential that AI has to revolutionize educational opportunities is really exciting. And it could be a very powerful force for bringing high quality instruction to many more people. I think the work it sounds like you're doing is really critical. The experts I talk to think it's not the AI is unlikely to eliminate jobs so much as to fundamentally change how we do our jobs. Right. So we're all going to need to have some understanding of AI. I think the challenge for higher education is going to be increased pressure to demonstrate skills and competencies. I think workers and students are going to want to know what they can do now and how to get to the next level. Employers are going to want to know exactly what graduates can do and which programs can teach them those skills. And that's going to put pressure on us as educators to be able to define particularly the skills that will remain intrinsically human, like teamwork or empathy. How are we going to be able to tell students and employers this is where you are and we can help you get to the next level?
Right. I just see that the rate of increase of the capabilities of AI are going at this level, and then higher education is adapting at this level, right? So that there needs to be more of a push. So that's what I'm always looking for, is other ways to help higher education, academia in general, see the importance of this so that they can start to look at different ways to address it within their educational institution.
Yeah. Higher education is, in some ways, it's really resistant to change.
Right.
and it can feel frustrating. But if you step back, there are a lot of things that have changed a lot over the last 10 or 15 years. The role of online universities has changed. In fact, it's harder to talk about online as separate from on-campus experience.
Yes.
One of my favorite examples is the developmental education reforms that went from overlooked issue to implemented almost everywhere within a few years. So it can happen. I think it's it's going to be a question of finding the right moment and delivering the right message at that time.
Right.
Well,
Thank you. Appreciate
that's
it.
a great question, Brent.
There you go. I was really trying to find more mechanisms, more opportunities to help academia, higher education specifically, but all levels of education, trying to help to push it to integrate AI literacy into the curriculum, into the processing, the training. I was hoping that maybe he would have a bit more as far as what the government was trying to push, whether that be you can't get a grant or you can't get any type of scholarship unless the university you're going to has AI literacy program built into part of the higher education, part of the educational process. We're not at that level yet. The government isn't going to be pushing for that anytime soon, it seems like, but that's maybe something in the future. Again, we're trying to find different ways to help academia see the value and the need to integrate AI literacy more within the overall educational process. So I will continue to push for that. I will continue to ask more questions, try to get more push going on so that higher education and academia in general can rise up to the challenge of ensuring that everyone develops AI literacy skills and capabilities. I also highly recommend watching the entire video. Bryan Alexander has his Future Trends Forum video up, so it's fully available for you to access. I'll make sure to put a link in the description as well as in the comments. It's right here also. So make sure to check that out. And remember, learning is for life.